What's going on, you guys? My name is Plasma Dragon. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to a different style video. I kind of wanted to make a video showing how I make my videos, if that makes sense. It's kind of like a little behind the scenes thing. Before I get started though, this is going to be from Adventure Legacy Park, but after that, between the times of the 11th of August and the 13th of August, I will be traveling with Paul and the Nomads, as they're called, to Sheboygan. We are going to Operation Blackjack. It is a milsim hosted by Mere Tactical. Super excited. I'm going to be rocking my Gen 3 Lancer Tactical. This is the LT32, as I've said in the previous days. I don't know, I've said it a lot in the past. So I'm going to rock this Aim Sports like 4x scope lens cover because I've had plenty of my red dots get shot out. Everything basically on this, I might switch out the stock for a black one, just because the purple is kind of weird for a milsim, I feel like. But the difference is I'm going to be getting a new inner barrel and bucking, so hopefully the range accuracy will be a little bit more consistent. So really excited for that, but we're going to get into the first part of this video. I'm going to show you how I start making these videos. So the first thing I do is I actually plug my phone into my laptop, and there's a sticker I got from, what's it called? Paintball Explosion. I didn't mean Paintball Explosion, I meant fucking Blast Camp. I get those two mixed up all the time for no reason. So, I go through my camera roll here on my computer, and any sort of videos that I recorded while we were out, I move them into my video projects playlist. So, these videos right here are exactly from what I recorded on my phone. These are my Central City copies. And then in shot, I think this is the picture. Yeah, that's like my picture that I used for like my shorts. So I don't need that. But what I'm gonna do now is open my editing software. So with a new project open, I just have to add all of my media files. So there's the videos I recorded on my phone. I actually don't think that's all of them. I might be missing a few. There might have been some that didn't copy properly. But I have all of my GoPro footage already downloaded here. So you can see the numbers there. So 47, 48, 49, and 50. So I have 4 videos. We're going to start with the 47. And we're just going to open it. And kind of just drag this file down into the project. It's going... I record in 1080p, 60 FPS on my GoPro. So my footage is not in 4K, but... here's the start of it, basically.
Nope. Right goes right. We're going
So this video in total is 27 minutes long. By the time I'm done cutting stuff out and doing what I need to do with it, it's probably going to be a lot shorter. Alright, so I'm having to do this a little bit differently than how I had originally planned. I was screen recording my laptop while I was editing this, however the audio came out super funky, so what I'm going to do instead is play the footage while I'm doing a voiceover. So I'm going to try to do my best to talk and kind of show you what I'm doing at the same time. So it looks like first thing I'm doing here is I'm watching the video to see when the round actually starts. That way... this video was like 27 minutes long or something like that. I'm trying to cut out as much footage that's unneeded as possible to not create an unnecessarily long video. So we were waiting for this round to start for just about 5 minutes. So that's 5 minutes of me recording that I don't need to show you guys. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to see exactly when the start of the round is. And I don't like to start the video at the very second that the round starts, because what that does is if I have to do a voiceover or if I have to add something in the middle of it, you know what I like to do is I like to add my text. I like to add my subtitles, so it'll be like Team Deathmatch, which I'm doing right here. So if I click on the text bubble there, I add it. Zoom in on it real quick here. So if I double click on that, it opens up this little text menu, so I'm able to write whatever I want in there. And I like to do that to kind of show like whatever game mode we're playing, or if there's any specific like rules or something like that. I've done that in the past. I don't really do that anymore just because I kind of do the voiceover to explain it. So right here I write Team Deathmatch. I set the font to Agency FB. It's kind of like the Black Ops 2 font, which is part of why I really like it. For bigger size like this, I set it to 74, so if I'm doing like round announcements or end of round or switching sides or I'm showing my KD or whatever, I set it to 74. If I'm doing subtitles, if I'm doing my kill counter, if I'm doing anything else like that, I set the size down to 32.
So 32 and 74 are primarily the two sizes I've used, or that I do use. And when I go to animation here, I set it to typewriter, so you get that cool left to right look there. I usually set my game modes at the very top. Everything else I kind of put like in the middle. My subtitles, I kind of keep it right at the bottom where it like default puts the text bubble at. And then when I do my kill, confirmed, or hit, I put it on the side. So right here is the exact start of the round. So what I'm going to show you is I add a text bubble. I put it up to the third track. And then I'm going to kind of put it about the length of this part of the video. And so what I do here, this is for my kill counter. So once I get it up to the end here, approximately where the end of the video is, I will double click on it eventually. Like I said, I'm doing a voiceover after I've already recorded this and talked over it. So I set my kills to 0, I do a double space in the middle of it, and then I set my deaths to 0, change the font, change the size of the font. I don't put an animation on for this one because I don't find it necessary. And then I'll throw it in the upper left-hand corner there. And then, so this will be the very start of this round. Now I'm going to see here, something else that I do is I kind of show you. So I'm going to pause it right here. So as long as this little section is highlighted, you can see it's surrounded in white. If I click that little scissor, it cuts it into two separate parts. So if I have that second part highlighted, what I can do is double click on it, and I can change the numbers that's in it. So now if you watch, I'm going to put it in full screen here. You can see where my arrow is pointing at. You'll see right when it changes to 1. That is where I have the cut at, so you can see that red line is right across it. I can do the same thing for my deaths too. So if I need to change the amount of deaths that I have, if I die or whatever, then I do that. But then what I also do is I put my little kill confirm text in there. So that's where my track 2 is for those texts, it's for subtitles. Sometimes I have to go into a 4th and a 5th track if I'm doing like overlapping subtitles. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to change this to kill confirmed. I'm going to change my font. I'm going to change my size. Excuse me. What I did in the past is I would leave my color white. Now I'm kind of changing it to purple. And then what I do is I put it, you see that blue line right there? That is the exact middle of the screen. So before, what I was doing is I was kind of just eyeballing it on the bottom left-hand corner of the screen. But that was leaving it to be very inconsistent to where it was actually placed. So there's not really a way to like measure it from right there, but that little blue line that shows up measures it perfectly, so I'm able to stay really consistent. And in the past, if I've ever have something come up where there's a kill trade, what I do is I just press enter, go down a line, I write kill trade. If I highlight kill trade specifically, I can select that color and change it to red. And if I select off of it, I can change the text so that it is formatted to the left side of the screen. And then you'll see here as it plays, boom, they both pop up at the same time. So the next thing, and I'm going to show you here, is when I cut out my deaths. So say for instance I did die right here. What I do is I just hit that little scissor button, and then I hit it again where I respawn, and then I just delete that part of the video. So you'll see here it skips to a separate part. So imagine that was me dying, I call my hit, and now I'm respawning, going back out into the action. And so now here's a video that I would consider to be just about finished. I've got just about the basics on there. You can see my separate tracks. So track 1 is the video itself, track 2 is my little subtitles and everything, and then track 3 is my kill counter. Then at the bottom there, I've got an audio track, which is where I do voiceovers. So something that I like to do in my videos is I will change the decibels of each part of the video where I have a voiceover. That way, what it allows me to do is to talk like I am right now. If there's still gameplay playing in the background, or if there's music playing, I'm able to talk over it without there being a whole lot of audio like clashing. So you're not hearing super loud gameplay with me trying to talk loudly over it, with music talking over that. So traditionally what I do is I leave my gameplay at that kind of 0 decibel range. So what that does is it just keeps it at default. I have the music set to -18 decibels, so that keeps it so that it's quiet enough to where it's not like super in the way, but you're still able to hear it, so it gives like some nice background noise. And then what I do if I have a voiceover is I will clip out those parts, like right here I'm showing you. I set my video down to like 28 decibels or something like that, I will set my audio from negative 18 decibels down to negative 28 decibels, and then I will leave my voiceover at the normal decibel range. And so again, that allows it so that there's not any clashing audio, so it's not super loud or really difficult to hear what's going on. Now, in the past, I kind of used to, I would say I used to eyeball it. So what I would do is, wearing my headphones is a little bit different to how you hear it out of a TV speaker or a phone speaker, or maybe in your own headphones. So I would kind of just do it based off of what I was hearing in my headphones. And sometimes what that caused is it caused the gameplay to be super loud over the voiceover, or it caused the music to be super loud over the gameplay, or vice versa. What I do here is I do it just to try to keep it as consistent as possible, so that there isn't any just so it sounds good. And like I said, it keeps it consistent so that all videos moving forward, I know exactly which numbers to use. Now, when it comes to the music itself, in every single video, I kind of use the same exact song. It's this one right here called Control. The reason I like it so much is kind of just how chill it is. It's not super over the top. It's not super upbeat either. It's just a nice, like, relaxing background song. So I'm showing you right here, I am clipping out this one section so you can see the video, the audio, and the music are all in the same section. They're all the same size. So I turn the surrounding music down to 18, so that's playing over normal gameplay. And then when I'm talking, I change it all the way down to 28. Now, the numbers aren't exact. It's not an exact negative 28. It's like negative 28.8 or some shit like that, or 28.75. I could change it to exact, but I don't really need to. It's not necessary. So if I had audio playing over this, what you would hear is you would hear very faint gameplay with very faint music with me talking, because that's kind of what I like to promote necessarily. There's one part that I need to focus on. The music is always just background. It's always just there to kind of fill up empty space. The gameplay is what's most important, but if I'm doing a voiceover over the gameplay, I'm doing that voiceover because there's something that I need to say or something I need to prioritize over that, which is why I turn it all down. Now, there's a couple other things here that I can show you. So right here you see all of the media that has been imported that I use in this video. It's from the GH, my GoPro video. These are my voiceovers, some other such things. So if I go to import media here, it opens up, this is like my downloads page. So these are my GoPro videos. If I come down here to video projects, I can add, let's say, this video. So I'll just open it. I don't want to create a proxy file. So let's say I want to put this like at the beginning before the video starts. So I'm all the way here at the top, at the front. I just hit the plus, hit do not ask again, switch to media, boom. Now it's right there in the front, so you can watch this beautiful video. Leave a like if this makes you uncomfortable. So boom, that right there could have been the intro to this video. I can also add pictures, so if I wanted to add like this picture, for example, what I can do is kind of drag it on top of this. And what this is going to do is, because this track is on top of this track kind of takes like priority, so you're going to see the picture show up on top of the video. Just right in the middle there. But I can change the size of it, so if I want to make it like this right here, put it up in the corner, or do whatever I want to do with it. I can also do that with other videos. So like I don't have run cam footage for this video specifically, but like let's say I wanted to do this instead, where I put this video in on top of this. I could do that instead, but like I said, see how this takes priority. So it, even though this video is playing, you can hear the audio kind of interfere. Like if this makes you uncomfortable. And then what I do with my GoPro video is, or not my GoPro, my run cam, is I change the size down to 50. So what that does is it makes it 1/4 the size of the screen, and I put it in the upper right hand corner. So then I have like two videos playing on top of each other. So I have a little bit of room there to play. Control Z this motherfucker until it's back to where it was. And so this is almost a finished project. The only thing that I would do is add music to it, but I think what I'm doing is kind of making like a highlights video out of this entire trip rather than like separate videos like I normally do, just because of how like low energy I was. just gonna be like low energy airsoft moments. So
Editing his videos can get a little boring sometimes, especially in an instance like this where there's not a whole lot happening in the video, but it can also be very time consuming. I've probably been doing this already for about an hour at least, just kind of recording this like how I edit my videos video. That being said, I do find it to be a lot of fun. I have absolutely no experience with video editing or anything before I started doing this. So I started recording on my GoPro and was just kind of threw the videos on there. And the first ever video I actually edited on my phone because I have an app that I went through and did all that stuff on. So the quality wasn't as good as it could have been if I had done it on my laptop, at least not as consistent. That being said though, it was after I uploaded that video, I was like, I need to get some software on my laptop so that I can do it properly. And I kind of started futzing around with this Wondershare Filmora because I have a friend that also makes YouTube videos and he uses this, so he recommended it. And a lot of the stuff I kind of already knew from what I was doing on my phone, because that wasn't the first time I've edited videos on my phone before. I've done other little stupid stuff on my phone. Nothing to this scale, of course, but I kind of already knew some basic concepts about like using the text bubbles and kind of cropping the video so they line up properly, whatever. And everything else that I've kind of learned, like I don't even remember what day it was, but whatever video I started using my kill counter, I was just like, hey, I have an idea. Do the text bubble, make it, you know, really long like I did, start kind of cutting it up, divide it, and it worked perfectly. And then I went through online and I found like a picture of the, you know, hit marker and the hit marker sound download file and did all that stuff. And I don't really like using the hit markers a whole lot just because it's kind of like, it's what every airsoft YouTuber does, and I'm kind of trying to do stuff that like other people don't. In the sense of, I got into airsoft, I feel like a lot of other people did in a very similar way. I was super, I want to say I was super young, I think I was in like middle school, but I saw a video from Jet Desert Fox and Airsoft, and I was like, holy shit, this is the coolest thing ever. And I've wanted to play Airsoft for so long, I just never really got around to it. And then one time my friend and I took a trip to Davenport because I had a friend that was performing at St. Ambrose University, and I just remembered there's an airsoft place in Davenport, I'm gonna go check it out. And that was when I bought my UMP, which is my first ever AEG. And then from there I was like, alright, I gotta start playing now. So I went on Evic, or Evike, however the hell it's pronounced, bought a bunch of gear, went out and played my first time in Central City, and it was alright, but, you know, I wasn't really equipped well for Central City's kind of like, how their map is, you know, it's a lot more open, a lot more longer engaged distances, and I wasn't really built for that, so, I was thinking, like, you know, Davenport's an hour and a half away, ish, like an hour 15, but, I was thinking, you know, I should try to go there next, and I did, and I remember when I was there, I thought, that was like some of the most fun I've ever had in my life, and I just kept going ever since. I went to Central City one other time when I started playing. I was recording on my GoPro, but it was recording in slow motion. I mentioned that in a previous video, but I just got hooked. Then after lag shut down back in February, which at this point it's been 5 months already, you know, we started traveling, and I just met a bunch of great people that I even considered more than just friends. So, you know, we're all kind of like a little family of airsofters. So, I don't know, I just thought this would be a fun video to make, just kind of showing you guys how I do my stuff and what I do. I'm going to upload this video before I do the Legacy Adventure, because I'm still not certain on whether I want to do Legacy Adventure as several part miniseries, kind of like I do, or if I want to do it kind of like as a big kind of compilation, sort of like highlights video, just because of how I was feeling there. I wasn't playing my best, but also because of how the fields were. They're outdoors, they're smaller fields, but they're packed with people, like, just, it was crazy, like 50 plus people on a tiny little field. Like, imagine if we played, I guess we did play with 50 people actually on Operation Blackout, but imagine if we did that every single game. It would be impossible to do anything, which is why they used their poker chips at lag, and they kind of split up the teams, or the players. They split up the amount of players that were on the field so that there wasn't too many on the field at one time. And there's a lot of stuff that they did at lag that I thought was really nice that I haven't seen other fields do, between a variety of game modes, the splitting the players, like how Paul had mentioned. There's just too many people on one field. But there was a lot of stuff that lag had that was really nice that we haven't seen at other fields, which is strange because it's a lot of really simple stuff. You would expect like much bigger fields that are, maybe they have more kind of support behind them. Something like paintball explosion or blast camp, and they don't have that kind of stuff that we have at lag. So not that I'm dissing any of those fields, but just saying like it's stuff that we've all noticed. But we're all really excited for Ryan to reopen lag so we can get back in there and have some fun. So I'm gonna stop this video here. Thank you guys for watching. The Central City series, the Return to Central Cities, was just a blast. I love how that turned out. So I'm hoping that Legacy Adventure turns out really nice, and I'm hoping that Operation Blackjack is going to be great. So it's going to be my first milsim, so I'm really excited. So stay tuned for that, and I'll catch you guys later.